Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody. This is our 22nd Earth Nouveau presentation. Yay! So, first of all, on behalf of the Earth Nouveauers, which is Martina, led by our lovely Martina with the lovely Mary, Dave Farrow and Jessie Carl, who aren't with us, and myself, thank you. Thank you for showing up each week or most weeks or whenever you can to support us. And also thank you. We're now getting a number of lovely emails from people showing their appreciation. So we just like to say we appreciate all of you. We appreciate all of you sharing and joining us and contributing and taking us forward beyond the edges of knowingness, which is where we want to go, into the unknowingness. Yeah, absolutely, Sean.
Yay.
So when there's a couple of people still coming in, Martina, I think. Hello, Andrea.
Hi.
Yeah, we got loads coming in here. I'm just gonna let them all in and talking.
Yeah, I'm going to wait a couple of minutes because it will be good for everybody to be at the start of the meditation. Hi, Dawn. Is that Sue?
Hi there,
Caroline. Martina, how do I get more than 9 people on my screen, or I don't?
Blah, 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 blah. How do we? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can change the setting here. Yes. Do you want that?
Be great if I can have. How many can we get on the screen?
You can also go on gallery view, Laura. Gallery view on the top.
You must go. Okay, let's all go on.
I'm on gallery, so I've got 9 people.
Yeah, I don't think,
including myself. Maybe we can't get any more.
I'm on gallery too now, so I can see
everybody. Yeah,
yeah, if you're on gallery, you should be able to see it, Laura.
I can. I've got 9. I'm on gallery. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm on gallery.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, not to worry. Do you think that's everyone in now, Martina, or anyone else coming in?
There's always more to come, but you can just get started now because.
All right. Well, I'll get started with the intro. And what I thought I'd like to do today is introduce the medicine wheel. Many of you may already be familiar with the medicine wheel.
Hold on a second. Does anyone hear the crackling, or is it just me?
Yeah, the audio is very bad for me.
There is a crackling going on, isn't it? Or is it just me?
There is.
What, when I speak? Sean's okay.
It's not now, Martina. Sometimes comes and goes.
It comes and goes. Okay, well, if it gets, just say something if it comes, because I'm not sure if it's connected to mine or not. But
it was just now when you spoke.
When you spoke, yeah. When you spoke.
When you spoke.
Okay, let me mute myself. Unmute myself, all right, and then let's see.
Yeah, I think that's gone, hasn't it, guys? We'll have to have Martina muted.
Yes, it's gone. I think it's when Martina is speaking. It's something to do with her microphone. It's like this, you know, when she's speaking. Yeah. Anyway, go on, Laura. I'll mute again.
Okay, great. So what I thought we'd do today is go into a nice deep meditation. I've written a longer one because I think when I did the going to the luminous realm, I think we all made a lot of connections, and I think we really bought into that particular meditation. So I've written this one longer than the one I did last time. And I'd really like, we're going to look at the elements, yes, as we've done before, but also particularly the spirit animals from the 4 directions that we're looking at. So this, as you know, meditations have a great deal of visualization. They require you to use your inner eye and to really sense, feel, hear the other realms. And I've tried to write it in such a way that will encourage all of us to do that, so we can really get a deep sense of where we're going in our medicine wheel journey. Now, a medicine wheel, which many of you probably know already, is really your journey through life at 4 stages of life. And it's interpreted different ways by different indigenous cultures. So the one I'm using today, I think, is from the Seneca Native American tradition, which has water in the north, earth in the south, air in the east, and fire in the west. But different cultures, different indigenous tribes, switch that round. They have different animal spirits with different directions depending on where on the land they lived and what was pertinent and important and relevant to them on the land where they live. So this is all flexible, and when you do your own medicine wheel, which I hope you will do later, bear that in mind. Do it to what works with you, but for this medicine wheel of life teaching, this is how I've done it. So it's not fixed other than the 4 directions. So what I'd like you to do now is settle down. I've suggested in this that you might like to have a pencil and paper ready. We're going to ask lots of questions of the wheel. You might like to make some notes so later you can come back and share. Okay, the medicine wheel of life teaching meditation. For this meditation and teaching, we're going to co-create our own medicine wheel on the sands of time and no time with the elements, the spirit animals, and the ancestral helping spirits of the 4 directions. So settle yourself comfortably. Create a heart-spaced awareness in yourself by taking your mind to your heart and down again to your intestines. So we're seeing with all our internal eyes. So once again, our bodies are fully part of this experience. We will be communing with the ancestors of each direction and asking many questions. So if you choose, have a paper and pen ready to make notes so you can recall what comes forth. See yourself now walking through a pretty seaside town with pastel-coloured beach huts lining the promenade that leads to the river. It's evening and it's been a long, warm summer's day. The last of the beachgoers are leaving the beaches and the locals are walking their dogs across the wet sands of the outgoing tide. You arrive at the river mouth where sea and river meet and co-create great whirls of current, and at full flow, a riptide. Observe how both the river and the sea allow the other to be, yet can co-create to form powerful energies. You're walking now along the riverside, taking you to the bridge. The riverside is a boundary between your world and the world of the river, just as the beach is a boundary between the land and the sea. Yet they work perfectly separately and together at the same time. Nature observation like this is how we learn to emulate nature. For many lessons are held here in these simple observations. The last of the cruisers and the little sailing dinghies with their brightly coloured sails are returning to the riverside marinas and the boat clubs. Because of the fast outpouring river, they are creeping up the inside of the river next to the bank, away from the full flow. Notice how the river is a shapeshifter, shaping itself and the land. The dinghies who've run out of wind in the peaceful evening air are being towed in by a motorboat, like a long line of colourful ducklings. You cross the bridge over to the lane that leads to a quieter beach. The wind has blown the loose, soft sand from the dunes and it's caught in tufts of grass at the roadside. There's a softness to the evening air. As you pass the small marina, the boat halyards are clicking on their masts in the light wind, and the seagulls who've toured inland to steal fish and chips from the unaware tourists are starting to head out to sea. You come to the end of the lane and walk down onto the nearly empty beach. crossing the tide line from the high tide a few hours earlier. You pick up some driftwood and other treasures. The sea continually delivers its gifts to the land. Like the river, it knows what and when to let go. It knows how to form boundaries. You're enjoying the solitude, walking across the wet sand where the sea meets the land and the land meets the sea. These places of natural boundaries are where the veil is thinner, and wisdom seekers like yourself can call in information from the unseen realms. The sea is also an earth shaper, continually sculpting the shoreline, continually transforming and transmuting. You're here too to shape your legacy. For you're going to make a medicine wheel to expand your vision, reclaim your inner timeless being, craft your soul's purpose, embody the life you planned to live eons ago, forging an alignment with Source. All this we call aligning to your true north, bringing you back home to you. Yes, there is unpredictability in this. You don't know what you will uncover, find, discover, or learn. It's uncharted waters, but within that lies infinite possibility and potentials for growth from each direction as you go beyond the edge of unknowingness. It is a circle of your sacred life journey you are honouring on this red road of physical life. Look around now, higher up the beach on the pebbles you've just walked over, for 12 stone people. These will be your senators and guardians who form your medicine wheel. Take your time choosing and know each of the stone people you choose are already prepared to be your sacred circle keepers. Stone people are the Earth's record keepers you have met before. Carry your stones to a large area of sand. You can make the wheel as large as you please. Open sacred space by calling in the 4 grandfathers of the 4 directions. Give gratitude and prayers, poems if you choose, words of your choice. The first stone we lay of the medicine wheel is in the south, for this is where you start as a child. With prayers to the south, set the stone on the south part of your circle. Use your compass if you're not sure of the directions. Then move to the west and with prayers, lay the western stone. You might prefer to say one continuous prayer all the way round the wheel, acknowledging each direction as you go. Next, lay the north stone. Do not lay the east stone yet, but move on to the 4 o'clock position for the next stone, the 5 o'clock position for the next one. 6 o'clock is the south, which you've already done. Now continue round the wheel in your visualization until you've laid the 11th stone at the 2 o'clock position. Before laying the east stone, bless your medicine wheel. Thank it for its part in your circle of life and learning. Now call in the spirits of all 4 directions through that eastern door. Call in Father Sky, Grandfather Sun and Grandmother Moon for the above direction. Call in Earth Mother for the below and your higher self for the within. So be sure to be within the sacred circle all the time for this ceremony. Now thank the stone people and lay your last stone to the east to close the door. Now see yourself dedicating the wheel to the honouring of sacred ceremonial space. In this visualization now, hopefully you've now set up your very own medicine wheel. If this is done with your tribe, you would have gone off now to feast and celebrate. But today we want to co-create with our wheel. Our spirit is already travelling ahead around the perimeter of the wheel to send us urges for lessons that we need. So turn yourself now to the south direction where you set down your first stone. Put out your hands, those antennae of the body, and stretch out those arms to the south direction and call on those grandfathers to come bless your place of innocence and growth. For we are doing a circular life path here, your life wheel. In this meditation, the south is the land of the earth element. And here is where you came in, from the cradle board of the 7 future generations. You were and are that future manifest here now on earth, and your spirit has been born again into this physical body. See yourself now as that small child stood upon these sands of no time. Look down at those sweet little toes, all stubby and pure and new. This is you. Feeling the still wet beach as the tiny rivulets of water try to catch up with the sea. Hear the soft lap of the slowly incoming tide. Everything is in motion. The natural world ebbs and flows with rhythm. The medicine wheel is all about harmony, connectedness, and flow. Give some thought now how you allow your own natural rhythms to exist. Do you give them space to? And do you honour them? Can you now see through the eyes of that child that is you? Can you see the beauty all around you? Can you feel how aligned to source you are right now, stood on this beach? Are you seeing life's true beauty now through the eyes of that child? Have you forgotten you're destined to be the best version of the best vision you have ever held about yourself? For here now, you are that. There is no fear here in this innocence, no self-importance, no need for justifications. You just are. As a child, we acknowledge our own gifts and talents that others overlook, a natural, innate self-acceptance and a humility. So here now, say to yourself that you release all need of approval, all need of acceptance by others, all the needs and projections of others that keep you small and stunt your growth. For as this child, you're destined to grow, learn, expand, play, laugh, sing, dance, commune with nature, be creative and expressive. Claim back now that loyalty you had to your own self-expression, that trust, that confidence. Release your body in play here. It's the south direction where you move your body in expression, releasing tensions. Rekindle that spirit of joy, of fun, of playfulness, and help your body find balance through play. See yourself now building sandcastles and digging ditches with those red and blue spades, playing with friends, sharing your gifts. You see friend Coyote bounding across the sands to play, just like the dogs you saw earlier on the beach, jumping through the small waves, chasing bulls. You see yourself shriek in delight as he shakes his wet fur coat all over you. Coyote, the trickster spirit, is teaching you not to take life too seriously. Embrace life here now on these sands in this meditation. See your little self running across the ridges of sand, splashing in the shallow warm water with Coyote. Marvel at the tiny fish swimming between your legs and look at the shells and stones shimmering under the sea. See your own reflection fractured by the small ripples on the water, showing you the different aspects and facets of yourself. Coyote is showing you the illusion of who you are, all the sides we show to others. Now is the time to show your true brightness to the world, your full authentic self. It's time to be the full brilliance of who you truly are. Ask yourself now, as that child, if they have a message for you. Ask Coyote, where am I not seeing the truth? behind the illusion and the chaos? Do I have the right balance between work and play? Ask the grandfathers of the South where your body is out of balance, so you can bring it back into balance to enable you to see the truth in all things. Thank yourself as the child for showing you the value of play this time around the wheel. The next time there will be another lesson from the South. Now thank Coyote for tricking you out of the illusion. And wait for your responses and acknowledge them by thanking the grandfathers of the South. The next direction on the medicine wheel we come to, going clockwise, is the west. So now you turn to face the west direction and reach out those arms once again, inviting in the grandfathers of the west to bless your wheel in this direction. Be slow, be deliberate. The sun is setting, it's the land of fire. It's touching the edge of the sand dunes above the beach. All is in perfect stillness before you enter the darkness of the bear cave of the west. This is the womb of ideas, the sacred feminine energy, where we look into the dark waters of introspection. Female energy is always ready to receive answers. This is the place of the sunset leading to the dark void and our dream time. It's where we are in the autumn of our life with maturity, change and healing. It is also the direction of the medicine wheel. It's a place to enter the silence for answers, transformation, goals, integration, nurturing and solitude. See yourself enter the stillness of that great void, the darkness as the sun sets slowly before you. You're here to seek the answers from your own heart. So now ask the grandfathers of the West to show you the answers inside yourself. Ask them now to show you your own truth, your own feelings, how to listen, and how to receive the answers. This is not about others' views. Ask yourself now, who am I surrounding myself with? Am I having to justify and defend myself for living my own unique way? Or are they accepting and loving of that? Am I allowing others' views to cloud my own? Acknowledge that by surrounding yourself with those who know and love you on the deepest level, releases you from the need to prove yourself worthy. Take a look at the cracks in your own personal boundaries, where you are allowing others to battle you for control in your life or force their signature frequency on you. Where are you allowing your energy to seep away to? This is your place to let go of fear of the future and make your own plans. Ask yourself now, what am I not recognizing that is diverting my attention from my own introspection, seeking my own answers and planning my own future? How would my life change if I chose the path of the self? What aren't I choosing that would free me from trying to live to others' expectations of me rather than my own beliefs and trust in myself? Ponder this deeply. Reread this meditation and record it so you can hear yourself asking your inner knowingness these questions. This introspection requires you to use hindsight and foresight. Look back on your life, victories and lessons, and how they help you co-create for your future. The beach grows darker There's no one here but you. Out of the dunes, Great Bear is lumbering towards you. You're not afraid. You know Great Bear has come to share his wisdom. He came to bring you courage and help you release fear of the unknown. He stands majestically before the setting sun. Ask Bear to show you your fears. Ask him to show you where you're not accepting uncertainty. Ask him to help you find the courage to release old patterning that's not serving you, to make way for the fruition of your plans. For bears are great berry eaters. Ask him to show you how to taste all the fruits of your life and release all limitations you have put on yourself. Letting go of others' views and the limitations they put on you is one of the teachings of the West. Releasing others' imprinting on us. Ask Bear to show you how to flip the frequencies of others' projections. And bears are great healers. Ask Bear now if he has any herbs and healing rituals that would assist you at this time. Ask the grandfathers to help you connect with all that is, all other life forms that are within us, so you may look within. You will return again to ask more questions and receive more gifts, but for now, thank Great Bear and the grandfathers of the West. So you now turn away from the west, leaving the purple and orange streaks of the sunset as you turn north. Stars have started to show themselves above you, bringing the magic of the other worlds. The north is the land of spirit, the land of our ancestors. Reach out with prayers of gratitude in this direction for all of great mystery and Great Spirit's beautiful gifts. Here, the ancestors will share their experiences with you in the form of wisdom. Think about the land where you're standing now, its ancientness, the millions of years the rock, the shells, the stones took to be broken down, rolled, tumbled, smoothed into the exquisiteness of the sand molecules beneath your feet. Become a deep knower of the lands, a deep listener, a deep observer. For this is how shaman of old has access to other realms, windows to the past, present and future, and the recognition as time as a wheel and not a linear event. This ancientness is the wisdom of the north direction, the wisdom of the elders. Now is the moment you ask yourself, where are you not listening to your most wise ancient self, your grandmother and grandfather aspect? What words would they give you now? What would your future self be saying to you now? Take a few moments to ponder this and wait for some answers. Can you now, as you stand facing the north direction, that home of the ancestors, feel how much inner wisdom has been absorbed and integrated? How its fluidity is pulled through time and no time, like a thread that weaves the very fabric of your being. Ask yourself, am I really present? Am I really listening to my own inner wisdom? What wisdoms am I ignoring or overlooking in myself that I acknowledge in others? Where am I not valuing my own experiences above others? If you are denying your own unique lens and vision for that of another, you are taking on their projections and allowing them in your sacred energy field. Their lack of reflection and their need to blame and not take responsibility for their own lives can aid you. It can aid you in shifting your direction to find true north. It's not them you need to change. It's your own perspective. Value that wisdom in your heart Honour it and treasure it, for it is your own sacred gift from the north, handed down heart to heart from your ancestors. You look into the growing dark across the sands. The great white buffalo is walking towards you. He will help you in establishing a deep connection with Mother Earth and Father Sky. They teach you about survival. Greet white buffalo and ask, what challenges am I avoiding by continually stepping back into my comfort zone? In what aspects am I not honouring my walk of life? Where am I not honouring my feminine courage? Now ask Buffalo to show you how to have a free, independent spirit. And thank White Buffalo for sharing his wisdom. Before you leave, ask the ancestors, those white-haired ones from the lands of the snow-capped mountains, land of those who have come before, if there's any journeys and experiences you should be seeking at this time. For the land of the north is the land of water, frozen lakes that melt in the spring, the land of snow. Like the buffalo, the water journeys many miles across the landscape. Ask now if your inner landscape needs any reshaping, and wait for its response. It always comes. Thank the grandfathers of the north. You will return here again on another journey. The wind is picking up as you turn to face the final direction on your medicine wheel. In the fading light, you see it like cat paws across the smooth surface of the incoming tide. The wind often accompanies the rising tide, increasing the potency. High tides are times of great energy inflow. The wind is carrying the messages of your sojourn in the west. It's a soft westerly tonight. Stop a while and feel it caress your hair, the sides of your face, your back, your body. Allow your body to be fully part of this experience. The wind is blowing you gently towards the east. You've asked many questions on this tour of the medicine wheel. Give yourself plenty of time when you record this meditation between the directions, so you can hear, process, assimilate and integrate the answers that will flow to you. You can get clarity for these answers from the east direction, and it is your birthright and legacy if you should choose to cast aside doubting the responses that will come as illumination, knowledge, understanding and inspiration. Show gratitude for the wisdom you're receiving. So greet the east direction by once again extending your arms. This is both in honour, gratitude, and being open to receive wisdom. Now call upon the condor and golden eagle, for they fly wing to wing with great spirit, and they have the bird's eye view, the higher elevation view that will help you gain clarity and perspective and overall vision. They are the visionaries. You peer into the darkness above the sea and catch a flicker of a white tail soaring above you. Eagle has come on the winds. He invites you to climb on his back to experience the freedom he feels. Release your hesitation and climb on. Feel the soft feathers, yet the huge power. Eagle is here to teach you imagination like this. There is great freedom to be had through breakthroughs and new ideas that Eagle will bring you as you soar to new heights. And the east is where we find the golden door, where we can access other layers of awareness. Releasing doubt and finding courage is how we further our deepest knowing and expand life's teachings. Ask Eagle to fly you through the golden door so you may see beyond the everyday, the temporal, to beyond this reality. Eagle will help you move forward and let go of old programming and habit patterns but no longer work for you. Watch how the eagle has no fear or hesitation to take flight. Feel his strength, independence, and his seeking energy. The East is our divine masculine nature, the counterpart to the West's feminine introspection. He uses his talents and creativity to move forward with clarity, not confusion. Ask yourself now, as you feel, touch, and see eagle's wisdom, how can you apply this to your own life? Do you have the courage to heal old wounds, to let go of anything toxic in your life? What are you still holding on to that if you were to release and transmute it, will propel you forward to where you'd really like to be? What do you think you can't be without? These are the habits that have formed patterns that hold you back from your true beingness. Notice too, when you're on eagle's back, that as he flies, you too share your talents with him, your vision, your wisdom, your balance. These teaches us both sharing and the true balance in energy exchange. Ask yourself, where in your life is your energy exchange out of balance? Are you overgiving and not valuing your own talents? Or do you take advantage of others and not value theirs? All aspects of exchange in the physical have an unseen energy exchange value to them. The East teaches us to be clear in our values and to overcome confusion. While you fly with eagle, ask him to give you an overview. Ask him if there's anything he's seeing in your talents and creativity that you're not acknowledging at this time. Take time to assimilate eagle's wisdom. Thank eagle as you climb off his back. Tell him you will return on your next journey around the wheel of your life path. Ask the grandfathers how you might heal negative thoughts and finish old projects and heal old wounds. Wait for a response and thank the grandfathers of the East. Our travel around the medicine wheel has been extensive and deep. If you're travelling the wheel consciously, you are a wisdom seeker and keeper with a desire to emulate nature and preserve these ancient rites of passage. Thank yourself now for this gift you have given yourself today. The incoming tide and wind is bringing cooling air, releasing from you any last vestiges of the old that are no longer relevant to your journey. You will return here many times, maybe to dance and play freely with coyote on the sands in the south, or to seek bear's wisdom in the dark cave of the west, or to be given your gifts of heart space wisdom from the great white buffalo and ancestors of the north, or to fly with eagle and learn more from eagle in the east. Have gratitude for your time here and for the wisdoms received and freely given. In a few hours, the waves will wash gently over your wheel, your stones, taking your messages and questions to other realms for safekeeping until you seek to further your deepest knowingness in another time-space reality. Close the sacred space you've opened. Thank the four winds and the four directions for sharing their insights with you. Thank the stone people for being the guardians of your wheel. Return across the disappearing sands, back to the evening lights of the little seaside town. And know you walk between sea and land, shadow and light, dark and light, between the realms, as a peacekeeper and peacemaker. And as a medicine wheel journeyer, you are the wisdom keeper, for you are learning the great lessons of your life that will serve you always. Aho.
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 That was a long one. Did it help you go deep? Say again, Sean.
Oh, it's a great one too. It's very wonderful.
Good. Did it
really helped understand the medicine wheel a whole lot more? And the
Good.
4 directions.
Lovely. Yeah. The 4 grandfathers. And then, as I say, you can, you know, the different tribes assign different plants, celestial beings, so on to the different directions. That's just the way I've chosen for today from that particular tradition. Did it help you go deeper by it being longer?
It had a nice amount of thoroughness to it, which was fine because it gave each direction a fine amount of detail and really helped emphasize all of that. So in essence, yes, it did help go a little bit deeper, giving its time and recognition.
Does it help having the slower intro as well? Is that a sort of a build up? Because although we didn't get to the medicine wheel straight away, I wanted to work a bit with the elements and the river and the boundaries. So we didn't.
That was lovely. That was beautiful,
Yeah.
Laura. That was lovely.
Good. We didn't leap straight into the medicine wheel. I sort of to bring in some of the elements as well. Is that a style that works? I mean, it works for the people here. Is that a style that works generally for you all?
Yes, for me anyway. I can only talk for me. Yeah.
Lovely. Good. Just
having a lesser understanding, it's perfect because it just really lets everything sink in nice and gently.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, Laura, you did a number on me, mate. I'm trying to gather myself back together. That was amazing.
I can't see you.
Trouble bringing myself back. Oh.
That's good. You went deep.
No, you don't want to. Oh gosh, I was crying my eyes out.
Yeah, I felt sad too, I have to say, Laura. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Laura, thank you for this. It was lovely. Can I just say a little bit of feedback? Is that okay?
Yes, of course. Yes, yes.
No, I just wanted to say it's lovely. Thank you very much. I was listening. And also, I think that the way you put it together is really good because obviously we are here now, we're more developed, but there might be people who see this who are not. So I think the way you faced it, based it and spaced it for someone who doesn't have a clue about support we're talking about or just clicks on it or, you know, clicks on YouTube or whatever it is, your website or Martin's. It's well put together for those who are just, okay, I'm going to sit down and do this meditation. And I think it's, well spaced. And the way you said it as well. And also people can tailor this to their needs as well. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah. I was going to say people can write their own as well.
Indeed,
you know, and yeah, absolutely.
Actually take away from it whatever, and also you can use this to step into your future self. You can use this to step into or even clear the past, you know what I mean? So it's quite well spaced. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Did you get thank you. Somebody said something.
I just want to say, for me, it was the whole package. Yeah, everything was there, and I particularly liked the questions. Because the questions are so good to actually, you are in your awareness, but they take you a bit further, you know. So I think the questions are particularly great, and I like the questions that you included in this whole thing. So it's really, really good. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, did anybody get some questions answered?
Massively, hugely, Laura.
Go on, Matty.
I'm still trying to process it. Really, it was just beautiful. I mean, I was shown, it was interesting for me because everything kind of related to the same. You know, I imagine many people on the medicine wheel will get different answers in each direction, but for me, each direction was an answer to the same issue that I'm having. And now even the answers is how I move forward. But it was so palpable. I mean, every part of it, I talked for ages about. The whole thing was just amazing. The part that really touched me was the inner child part, because I could actually I was actually holding myself, a baby, and I could even, baby smell of the air and all that. I could smell it. Everything was just, it was just beautiful. It was just stunning. And white buffalo ran straight up to me and breathed all over me. Like that. It was incredible. I can't wait to write this down. It's just beautiful. It's very powerful.
Thank you, Matty. That's great. Yeah, that's lovely. I think it's that we've discussed this before. The UK and Canada is the only places with these huge tides. So, I'm very fortunate I can talk about going down to somewhere at low tide, but I appreciate not everybody can see that or appreciate how you could have sort of an expanse of sands that's going to be washed over again. I think I'm very lucky to be able to do that. But you can, if you do your own, just set it any way you want to. Doesn't have to be on sands. I like sands because the sands of time, and I just wanted to do a beach meditation. But yeah, it could be done anywhere. So who else has got some answers that these spirit animals have given them, or the ancestors have given them?
I had one. Well, several. Can you hear me?
Tell us. Yes, I can. Who's that?
It's Ditina.
Hi, Ditina.
Hi. Thank you for that feedback. Man, it was beautiful, and I loved the gems of wording, and also you mentioned going back, which is always good. Like, you can come back to this, and considering the setting, the timing was perfect, but you could probably make that like an hour and a half with a lot of pauses in there, because it was beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so I danced with the coyotes and I played with them. I'm gonna make it kind of short. That was fun, and they were licking me all over the face. And then the bear decided to give me a claw, which was cool. And then the buffalo, this is where I'm still a little thrown. He said, I want you to use the spear. This is your lesson. And then you are to take my skin. You need my skin. And then before that, the elders placed 2 quarters on my chest, like right by my collarbone. They looked like quarters, but they were just like silver coins. So, yeah, I just thought that was pretty powerful. It almost felt like the buffalo was telling me to use the spear to take its life, to take its skin. And then I was a little thrown by that. And then when I was facing east, I was decked out. I had like feathers, and I had the buffalo skin on me, and I had like all of this. And then I was told by the rest of the elders, you are the wisdom keeper, red feather.
Wow. That's one hell of an answer. You actually got to write that down, because I wasn't able to give you too long to write things down. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Well,
I mean, there was a time, wasn't it? You've probably all heard Andrew's story about meat eating, isn't it? And how I think it was the deer, wasn't it? Came to see the elders of the village and said, there's an ice age coming, so you need to eat us to survive. And the elders said, no, we don't eat you. It was out. So, thank you, Lana, you know the story. So they said, yes, but when you must eat us to survive, but when you do, use every bit of us. You use everything, that, use our skin and so on. And that's what that reminded me of, Ditina, him giving you the spear. So yeah, maybe there's a past life experience coming through there. Has anybody got anything on that for Ditina? Any more than that?
What I'm getting from Ditina is it's similar to something I experienced before a few months ago. But what I'm getting is a rebirth. That's something that is significant in her life at this moment in time that might disappear in a way, in a good way, not a bad way. But then after that, this rebirth, this almost like a regeneration of cells, if you will, in the body and mind, that will be presented for her, and then she can make a choice whether she'd like to choose that or whether she doesn't want to choose that. But I think it's going to be very significant, and I think it's going to happen either the end of December or around the 8th and the 9th of October. That's
Wow.
we
got a psychic reading going on here.
I do that, but anyway, that's what I got, so I had to say. So,
Thank you.
It might involve a contract, so you might have to sign a contract as well, but it could be something very significant in your life.
Thank you.
So there you go. Thanks, Ditina, for that. Who else got some messages, and who'd be willing to sort of share something if it's not too personal and they're happy to share it?
I got some images, like very short kind of images, like I don't get very obvious, I don't know, images. But when it came to the body, looking for something that had to do with the imbalance of the body, I got lots of hands. Just an image with lots of hands, which I connect to a need for touch, or getting in touch with my body, which is something I am working on too, which is grounding and getting into the body. So I got that. And when it came to the gifts, there were hands as well, but it was just like a very quick flash of, I had like golden gloves, and it was like sizzled gold on my hands. I don't know, not sizzled, how is it, carved, like ornate kind of gold, like almost it was like embroidery, but gold gloves. And it's difficult for me to really recollect all the different phases within the meditation. It was like kind of like a blur of like a kind of a groove state. I remember there was this sunset sky at some point, like there was no earth, like I was just like playing in the clouds, and it was like purple and orange clouds, and I saw a crystal stag that was coming towards me. Like it was like, I don't know, that's yeah, that's what I got. I don't know if those are answers to my questions really, but it's just like imageries that I got.
Yeah, I mean, imageries are answers. It's what you read into them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which your intuition will guide you on.
Yeah, the stag, I'm not sure what to make of. The hands, regarding the touch, definitely, it's a reminder that I have to, well, also nurture my body, because I'm too much in there, not enough in my body. But the gloves, it's maybe it's that I can make something of my capacities, that I don't really acknowledge my gifts too much enough. Maybe I think it might have something to do with that.
Yeah, so I think that another visit to the south direction particularly might help you in releasing that body stuff, and acknowledging your gifts.
Yeah.
And you know, you can go anytime, can't you? You can go anytime. You can actually go in your garden and do a medicine wheel, or an outside space, and anytime if you're choosing, or you just do it as a visualization. You know, we've always got more questions, and I think the idea with the medicine wheel is, you know, you go round one and then you go up to the next hoop. Okay. So it's like the one above the other, like that, and then you go up to the next hoop and go round again in your growth. That's how that's my interpretation of everything I've studied so far.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with medicine wheels at all, so it's just like
good. So you were a newbie to this one.
Yeah.
we got some old hands on the Zoom, so it's really good, Caroline. So was that pitched at the right level for you to grasp everything there?
I think it's good that it's not entirely something that I can process intellectually.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
It's good that I'm not familiar with everything, that it's not feeling like a routine that I can go into. So I could tell you that it's not entirely where I can understand everything, but I'm not sure it's a bad thing.
No.
Yeah.
You can feel it though. That's the important thing, isn't it? You could feel it in your body.
Yeah.
And
Well, like Matthew, I cried too. I had release in there too. So it was like, yeah.
Was that particularly in the south again with the child? Because that's what seems to come up for a lot of people.
It was after the hands. So yes, I think so.
Mm.
I think so.
Thank you.
The bear.
Mary, did you have something earlier? I'm sorry, I think I cut you off earlier. You were going to say something earlier. You were going to share something.
You're fine, Laura, it's fine. I had, in the south direction with the coyote, the gift that I had was fun and movement. And that actually tied in with the balance, funnily enough. That all tied in, that work-play balance and the balance in my body and the balance in my life. It was just fun. And when I saw myself as a small little child and the coyote coming up and shaking all the water on me, what I did as a little child was I went over to him, put my arms around his neck and rolled with him on the sand. And it was, I suppose, you know, for all of us, we're in a transitional place in our lives really at the moment. It's quite a significant time. And just for me, sometimes when I'm in a place like that, I can actually stop moving. I can go into a kind of a frozen place somewhere in myself, and I can wonder, do I go backwards? Do I go forwards? You know, which way do I go here? And I can forget to move. So I think that message was very apt for me, because it doesn't matter whether I move up or down or back or over. There's no wrong move.
No, absolutely, Mary, there
Yes.
isn't.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was lovely, and it was lovely seeing the child, and it did bring up sadness for me, yes, because she was just so beautiful and so in touch with the earth, and I'm getting sad now. So
Oh, Mary.
yeah, okay, go on to somebody else.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Shall we let you speak, Crackly Martina? Are you unmuting? There you go.
Let me see if I start crackling, I shut up.
You're not crackling. Go
I'm
on.
not crackling at the moment. Okay.
No, go on. Anything you want to share?
Yeah, I love the bear in the West, you know, and he just said to me to snuggle up to him, and he was huge. And he said, get undressed, come in. I was like, okay. Like in the fetus position on his hair and everything. It was so sweet. So there was a lot of nurturing there for my feminine, so which was lovely. And then I had acknowledge and celebrate yourself more.
Yeah,
Invitation
that's a nice
for celebration. Yeah, I was quite cool on the south.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, cool, keep playing, all good. So it was the West, the feminine, that really said nurturing, babes, go in there, and the celebration in the East. So beautiful, yeah, thank you.
good. Who's not said anything who'd like to? Can you read Alan's question? Because I didn't see it, Martina, sorry.
So, great question, Alan. Does medicine wheel ceremony require one to complete one full cycle of the 4 directions? Or can we just pursue the journey in one direction only in order to pursue more understanding of its wisdom and teaching?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can pursue one direction only. If you're going to set up a wheel, you obviously do it the way I did it, or something very similar. So you create sacred space and you work clockwise round and you call in the energies before closing the eastern door, and then go just up one direction. And when you're ready, go up another direction. But I would always, I suppose if you're just doing a visualization, yeah, you can just call on one direction. I just think when you start doing things as they did, I know we're modern shaman in a modern world, as Andrew says, but when you stick to those sort of procedures, for want of a better word, the way they did things, you're adding energetic alchemical layers every time you do it. So if you open sacred space and you do, I've got a medicine wheel I've set up with crystals. It's not a big one, it's just on a small table. I wanted to do that first before I worked with any of the directions. That's just what felt right to me before I actually went back to the medicine wheel for a direction. But could you take just an individual direction and go and work with it? Yes, why not? I just like the layering process they use of the energies, and that's just my personal take on it. Who else has got some views on that?
I have a medicine wheel set up in my yard.
Yeah.
And, I use it. I go every day. It kind of teaches me. I go with revocations and whatever feels. I bring a couple of candles. I bring my crystals, and then I just, I stand in the east and see the sun, and then I just do practices with the sun, bringing the sun in. Sometimes I'll read a revocation that I've brought, with me. It just feels like I just feel energized by that circle. I go there all the time, and it's the most holy place to me. It's just sacred ground, and everything that comes around. Today, a praying mantis flew in at a certain point. A red-tailed hawk flew overhead a couple of times, and I was like, oh my God. And the trees speak, the trees are speaking. Everything speaks to me there. I feel like I am in a incredibly holy place, and the whole space has become incredibly holy. Like the trees around the space are huge, and they've been there a long time. I just feel so small and so gifted to be honoring them in any way that I would honor. By even seeing them, it honors me. It's amazing, beautiful, beautiful. And your meditation was so beautiful. I just wanted to say, in the South, I is when I saw this morning that the praying mantis flew in, and it was incredible. It had 2 sets of wings, and it's this incredible color. And he let me even take a picture of him because I wasn't sure what it was, and I thought if I take a picture, he'll go. But he didn't. He stayed there until I came close and took a picture. And when I looked him up in my Animal Speaks book, it says he's about stillness. He's about stillness. And so this morning I had a whole practice in that, blessed by him, And in the West, what I'm noticing in me is this pattern of incompletion. I do that all the time. I get right to the end of something and I don't complete it. That's my thing. And I've seen this in past lives that I've seen too, where I won't take the respect that others want to give me, or I won't take on, whatever wisdom is there. I profess I don't have it. And it
you
feels
make yourself small.
Yeah. And it just felt like I could see that, just to clean it up and let it go. And they also said to me, choose yourself first always in the West. So I saw the fire then. I'm getting ready to do a fire. And I just felt like, oh, that's good information, to put into the fire when I have the fire there.
Can I give you a tool on the receiving?
Yes,
On
yes.
the
And complete.
celebration?
Yeah.
Because you also brought the mantis up and the stillness. And when you get to that stage where you say you're not completing, what if you actually are completed already? Okay, that's number one. Maybe this is your way of completion. We all have
I'm going to cry when you say that. It feels so true in me. Something about what you're saying.
To give you an example, it's like when people go on a course, some people know they are complete when they get the certificate.
Yeah.
Some people know they are complete when they book the course. That's me. I booked the course, that's completion. Yeah. Some people need to get in the car to drive there to the venue, if it is. Yeah, so it's different type of thing. But what the tool is actually to drop your barriers. Just when you know there's a little bit more you can do, all you need to do is drop your barriers.
Yes.
And start pulling energy.
Yes.
Imagine yourself standing on a stage and people applauding and you're like, okay, yeah, it's okay. That's a way of not receiving, okay? What you're gonna do, you stand there, you drop the barriers and you allow that energy to come towards you. So you start pulling.
I totally hear what you're saying. This is something I have not done.
Okay, well, do it, because
yes.
That gets you in the present moment, and that's the completion that everything else is done.
You know what you just said, and what I could feel was jewels coming, you know, like incredibly colored jewels coming towards us when we do that, towards me.
And it's hugely important, because if you cut yourself off before you fully receive, you always feel not complete.
That's it.
And you strive for more and more and more, and the impatience comes in and everything.
Yeah, like I have to do more, I haven't done enough, I have to keep, and the only thing I haven't done is receive.
Yeah.
Allow that to come in. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Dawn. Thanks, Martina. But thank you, Dawn, for that. You're sharing your trip round the wheel. That was really in depth.
You know, one other thing I wanted to tell you guys is last night we were looking for a new dog. So we went to this kennel where they had whippets, which I had never met before. And in the meditation, their faces were in front of me, and there were 2 and 3 of them at a time. And they were speaking light language, and we could understand each other. It was very interesting. Because this light language, I heard Andrew say today, because I've been doing this, it just keeps coming out of me. And like at the circle this morning, I was speaking it again. And he says, like, take 5 minutes of yourself doing that, and then keep listening. And so you can translate like a foreign language, right? So anyway, I just want to share that. I thought it was so cute to see those little whippets going like this.
Give us a little taste of the language. Dawn, let's hear you speak, Dawn.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hanyaram atuka aldapano yodidawa atipata kututu hatana hota humpane kumpikifu takumpuida madiba idipata haha madipara. Sometimes I feel like I'm standing in a Native American circle, you know, with it, and I know it's a father speaking, and that I'm listening. You know, it's just so sweet.
Very powerful, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I can feel it everywhere.
From that.
Yeah. That's fabulous. What do you make of that, Natty?
Laura.
Yeah, that was a new one for me. Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. I don't know if anybody thought, but it was almost samurai.
Yeah, samurai. Yeah, absolutely. Get the sword out. I was like, yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm watching all that, you know, those Ip Man.
Hello, Laura.
Thank you.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, Mina. How are
Yeah.
you?
Good, thank you. You know, it's so funny because I fall asleep. There's any way that you can share the script and then I'll write it down myself and then maybe go through the process. And your voice was so sweet that when I extend my hands to hold the little girl, I fall asleep straight forward. I just wake up when you finish the meditation.
Oh.
And that's so beautiful. Thank you so much. I feeling that the light language is becoming more powerful now. Especially I myself had experience last week. I was listening the recording from Martina and Andrew from last week. I was driving between the mountains and then, you know, look the trees, the color, and I got in this gratitude feeling. And I think I was singing in light language for almost 15 minutes. And I recorded myself because I remember that Andrew said, recording yourself because it's good for you to hear it. And then I sing, I was so much gratitude for feeling for Andrew and Martina at the same time, getting this tune. I was driving and I was in the car going next to me. However, I was like in this, like I guess like I was driving, but not driving at the same time. It was like I was traveling in time. It was very, very unique moment. And it was a singing in light language for more 15 minutes. And I stopped because I was getting in the area that I had to make like an exit. And then there was construction there and then I stopped the recording, but it was really, and I was listening later on, I was feeling my heart was like expanding. I said to some of my family, you know, that I want them to, you know, not impose myself information. However, they asked me questions. I said, I want you to listen this to see, tell me your feedback, what you're feeling. It was, they say it was like, they feel like they want to cry or they want to laugh. And they don't know really much about anything or spiritual work. However, I want to see what they experience. And then I think it was a very powerful moment and beauty. And I feeling that because so many people, we are like taking responsibility to do our work. It's like opening more and more and more. And I'm really grateful, Martina, for this work you are doing with Andrews, because I feel myself the power too. And it's really grateful. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Hermina. So first of all, this meditation will be on the Earth Nouveau gatherings page because we always put out the documents for you. So you'll be able to get it from there and then read it yourself and make adjustments to it if you want to. I mean, the beauty of doing it yourself is you can perhaps be a bit slower in places where I ask the questions and so on, or do your own questions, whatever, you know, have your own animal spirits, whatever you want. It's just there as a guide, you know, as a guide for you. But definitely, yeah, if you can record one and then listen to it. It's interesting how this has brought out light language. Maybe we need to do a whole Earth Nouveau session on light language, Martina? We haven't done that yet, have we?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do next time, we're going to get Matty to talk us through his journey of light language if he wants to, and give us a bit of a session. Shall we do that? And then Laura, you can interview him, or Mary, or I, and just
that'd be easier. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
That would be really good, wouldn't it?
We could do some live healings as well.
Would you like to do that, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, we're always grateful for any feedback in terms of if there are any topics that you want to address. Just send us an email on Earth Nouveau or Facebook or here, not here because that finishes afterwards, but and let us know, and then we just put something together. Because this was, as Laura said, 20-second show now. So, I mean, I'm sure we can make up more stuff, but if there's anything that is pressing and you want to address, then let us know.
And if one of you is sort of, you know, talented in one particular area, like Matty with the light language, one of us can come on and sort of, you know, host you and do a little interview with you, as it were, something like that.
Like an interview type, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit like what I do with Andrew type, you know, interview.
Yeah, sort of a co-hosting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a sort of a
see
co-host.
where it goes, yeah.
Because you all shine in particular areas, so, you know, bring something forward. I mean, when you think of all the topics we could have, there's a whole range out there, aren't there? That you know, and between us, I'm sure we've all got something we can bring forward and contribute. Are there any other subjects?
Can I give some contributions to Hermina and to Dawn? Yes. So what I wanted to say after Martina spoke is, you know, that when we are all doing something, doing our own thing, doing our jobs or work or whatever it is, it's, you know, sometimes you think, oh, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? What is the reason behind this? And most of the times, oh, we are doing it for this, or we're doing it for the kids, or we're doing it for working for this, or, you know. And then what if just we acknowledge ourselves that we manifested what it is in our gift or our trade or our job or our craft, or if we have 10 crafts, that's okay. And what if we just start doing it for us? Just acknowledge it for us, you know, just like you were doing this for you, and now you shared it, and we can see how much you enjoyed it. And other people say, oh, I'd like a little bit of that, because sometimes, like Dawn was saying, that when she was speaking, is what came up for me, that if she acknowledged herself and just do this for herself, just for fun. So it's not even like I'm not doing this for any other reason, just totally for fun. Just so, like Martina was saying, just to receive that, you know, just to acknowledge yourself, what have you manifested already? Because last time I think Dawn was asking, like, oh, she hasn't manifested or she doesn't know, but she already did, because not everybody can do what you do. So I think people forget to really, because we are put into our tests this year. This is a huge test for us, for all of us, you know, to be in the house, be confined, and you can go out, you can't go out, and all this and all that. And really just to acknowledge that we are here, we are alive, and we're doing whatever we're doing, whatever you're particularly doing, and that we created that. So be proud of that. And every cell, and every cell in your body, what you're doing is you teach that muscle to be happy, to be proud, whether it's feminine, or whether it's a masculine, or whether it's this bone, or whether it's that bone. Like when I had the massage on Tuesday, or was it yesterday, I can't remember, but I teach my muscles during the massage with my massage guy to say, okay, this. And every time something different happens, and my body is shaping totally different, and my life is shaping totally different. And I acknowledge that. And sometimes when I make the food and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to make this for me, even if nobody eats, it's just me, you know, or Martina, and we eat it, but, you know, we are happy. You know what I mean? So acknowledge yourself for you. And with regards to Caroline, as Caroline was speaking, what I noticed is that you are ruling, you're not ruling, but the mind is overtaking the body. So here your tailbone, it's good that if you cleanse it with Epsom salt, with crystals, just go to the whole cleanse, because at the moment it's taken over. So when you step aside of that, when you come out of the skin suit or the rebirth or whatever we were talking about yesterday, I don't know if you watched Andrew's show. If you didn't, please go and watch it with Martina. Then what's happening is that you will be totally there for you, not for anybody else, but for you. And the clarity will just, you know, your life will totally change, and slowly, step by step, because everybody has different steps. But I think when we acknowledge that, yes, cool, I'm doing it for me.
Absolutely. Thanks, Andrea. And I think that's come up a lot in the medicine wheel teachings as we were coming through, is not others' projections. It's very much, you know, especially the introspection in the West. The questions we ask there is, you know, what are we doing for ourselves at this time? not for other people. So yeah, thanks, Andrea.
Yes,
Great
because
point.
we forget it. I mean, we don't really we don't forgetting it on purpose, but we just because that's what we program. You know.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not programmed. We're not programmed that way. Absolutely.
Good. So that is part of self-mastery, and this tool you've given us today is marvelous. So thank you really very much. And as you said, it's available on the Earth Nouveau. So do download it, do record it, and work with it. And I liked what you said, Laura, is that the sacredness of it and the layers, the more often you do it, you know. And this is what I need to practice as well, because I'm a bit, you know, it's like, okay, done, what's next? That type of stuff. Ceremony is not my particular strength, but this is why we've got Laura here. She's the master in that. And, you know, we all have our specific, authentic uniqueness. And this is why we've come together as a group. And we're doing this for ourselves first, because it's fun. I'm not doing this because of you. No, you know what I mean? I'm doing it because it's fun for me to be with you guys. Yeah, this for me, this is child's play. And that's why we're doing this. And we're all getting something out of it, because this is the lovely thing about no longer working this hardship bullshit, you know. It has to be hard. It has to be, you know, it has to be expensive. It has to be this in order to be good. I think we're fucking amazing. The content that we're doing is extraordinary. And that is not to say that we are better than anyone else. It's just who we are. Because I expect a lot of content. I want, when I go and learn something, I want content. And this is what we're doing here.
Yeah, content and tools.
And that's why almost, you know, you have to go back and do it again and again, because there's a lot of content. Sometimes it's too much. And I know this has been one of those things that's it's like you want to give too much, but then again, it's a matter of because you want to receive a lot too. So there's a giving and the receiving. And that's when the gifting comes in, when the giving and the receiving, when the giving becomes the receiving at the same time. This is when the gift is being created.
And that's what nature shows us, which was in the meditation, you know, how that combines beautifully. So the elements work independently, and yet they also co-create together, and they give each other space, a bit like trees.
And you know, I was thinking about this morning about the birds. You know, this is an old saying, isn't it? The bird doesn't get up in the morning and start singing because it wants to be recognized for how beautiful the voice is. It just sings because the bird enjoys singing. That's what they do. And we are all teachers, we're all shamans, we're all whatever you want to call yourself, because that's what gives us joy. That's what we do. We can't shut up. And I'll tell you what, my family is hugely grateful that I've got you guys, because otherwise they get it in the neck. So yes, and you know, there is the element of making money with it. So go out there and use your gifts to get the contribution, to get the exchange, because that's all part of it, you know.
Yeah.
Paula yesterday saying that there's issues with money. That's just part of not being able to receive, guys, you know. Money is just an exchange. If it's not money, it's vegetables, I don't know, whatever you want to change with, do it, you know.
Yeah.
So
and go to the east and ask Eagle.
Yeah, so I want to go back to Laura, if you want to carry on with a little bit, or if there are any questions, you know, I just didn't want to cut in there. So
No, that's fine. No,
how we're doing on time.
We've done the teaching. It was really about the sharing people's experiences. I don't know, Linda, did you want anything you wanted to share, darling? How did you get on with it?
I'm not terribly good at visualizing, but I got a really clear picture of me as probably as young as I can remember myself and being so happy. But it was really quite sad in a way, because I think you said what are you not letting yourself explore? What are you not doing to let yourself experience or giving to yourself or something? And the thing that come out of that for me was trust more than anything. And I think that sort of goes through the whole thing. And I sort of got a bit hung up on that, so I didn't get very far, but I need to go back and do the meditation on my own.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Do that and call on, you know, whichever one. Well, you're in the south, so you can call on Coyote, but I mean, you know, go back round the wheel if you want to, do your own thing. You know, just work one direction, as Alan said, and just try and hone in a bit more on that. I mean, so much of this is our self-work, isn't it? As Linda and I met this afternoon, and we were saying it's a discipline in some ways.
I think that's probably it. Relate. I didn't. Yeah, I had a bit of a blocking point with revocations, and I think that all relates to the same thing of what am I blocking in myself, and am I willing to open myself up? I suppose I think that's what it all comes back to. So it was very useful, but I just need to do more work on it.
Well,
thank you.
You know, that's what it is. It's the work, isn't it? Yeah, part of you working against yourself. Yeah.
The enthusiastic effort.
Yes.
But do you know what you can do? I was just thinking, because I used to do a bit of dancing, shamanic dancing, and you can record this thing for you, keep a lot of gap in between, and then dance the various directions. So as you keep the body moving, don't worry so much of the cognitive messages that you're getting, but allow yourself to see how the body moves as you go from the south into the west and north, you know, because as Laura talks you through it, and you just say, body, okay, you show me what it's like to let go, and then see how the body starts dancing in different ways.
Yeah,
I think that's important, Martina, you know, because, oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say,
I was going to say,
ancestral one, we covered some of that. So you could go back. I don't know whether you heard that one, Lynn.
No.
On one of the ancestral teachings, I did cover about dancing and releasing some of the patterning within the dances. But there's loads more we can say on that anyway, as Martina has just said. Sorry, Matty, go on.
I'm having trouble with my audio again. I was going to say was, you know, sometimes when you hear people say things like, they spoke this to me, said that, or I saw this, and it's not always, because a lot of people say they have trouble with the visualizations and things, and that's what kind of stops them from getting, you know, deep to it. But actually, for me, it's way more sort of emotional. So what Mina was just talking about there is absolutely mustard, because, you know, the more you can involve body and get the feelings of the emotions and the feelings, that's when the messages come. Usually it's in translation, not just like somebody talking, you know?
Yeah.
So people, quite oftentimes people think they're not getting the information, but they actually are. It's just coming in a different way to what they expect it's going to come in.
Yeah.
So this is the concept of 5 rhythm dancing. I don't know if anyone of you has done that, but if you haven't, well, yes, with the COVID thing is jetzt. That was a German word now. Sorry, jetzt. Anyway, COVID now, it's kind of difficult, but 5 rhythm dancing is a lot of that. You can Google it actually, and get the different rhythms, you know, the staccato and the lyrics and blah blah blah. It's different types of rhythms, and see how your body starts moving in those, and then you can combine it with the meditation Laura wrote, and just get yourself into your room and put some music on in the background, and then you got her voice, and then you just play with that and see, let's play with that. So there's a question, Laura, you mentioned from Casey, you mentioned crystals. Did you read that?
I couldn't read it all. So what was the question about the crystal?
Okay, so you mentioned using crystals in your wheel. Can you give us some examples of which you use associated with the directions?
Yeah, so basically with the colors we use are white, or I use, thanks Sean for joining us, sorry. I use clear quartz, because great all rounder, very, very powerful. I use that for the north. I actually have an Icelandic one because probably like a lot of you, I have some Icelandic ancestors in the rocks, I think. But I use clear quartz for the north, and then so we would do the south red, and then the black is the west for the darkness in the bear cave.
I think we got you.
Reds for the south. The coyote and the mouse come from green fields and red flowers. So I think, again, that might be a Seneca. Sorry? Say that again?
You've been freezing a little bit.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Sorry, Martina, you're cutting out. Mary, go on.
No, I was just saying you're breaking up a little bit.
Mary?
No.
Oh, I'm breaking up. Sorry.
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, yes.
We didn't catch the crystal for the east.
Yellow for the rising sun. So citrine's pretty yellow. Probably about that. You might find some other ones.
Rising sun. So,
but do your research and see what works for you. They're the ones I like. So white is the ancestors of the north. So I tend to use a clear quartz for that. Black, you could use obsidian. There's so many to choose from. Red, you could use red jasper. I go by colour rather than what the particular crystal is. Okay.
Yeah.
But have a research and see. Have a look online. There's plenty of information for that online as well. And then the other ones I just fill in. So you just do your own little ceremony at home, laying them at the clock points. And remember to do the east last, and say the prayers and invite in all the ancestors and whatever before you close the eastern door, the golden door. Thank you for that question. I think that was Lana, was it?
Casey.
Casey, sorry. Thank you. Anybody got anything else?
I would just add to story which we already know, that do your own mise en place, which means do your own preparation. I mean, do your prep, then you're good to go. Then you're home free. Do your own mise en place, revocations, invocations, and all that, the ceremonies. And when you prep yourself and everything is set up for you, then it's going to be much more in the flow. But do it for you, not for it, like we said, that everything will be much more in the flow. Your body,
well, absolutely.
your mind,
yeah.
your muscles, your everything else. And like we said, practice, 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 practice. I do it with the food. I practice, 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 practice. This doesn't come out, I'll do something else. Just,
Well, yeah, thanks, Andrea, because that also brings up, again, the layering. So those crystals, Casey, are ones that I've said revocations over probably hundreds of times, and recorded revocations too, and so on. So again, that's the layering, and maybe I'll take the medicine wheel out to the fire for another layering of energy, or in steam, or that's that sort of thing. Everything for me is working. When I'm working like this, is alchemy and layering to get the power of the power and potency of the work you're doing coming through.
And also a lot of the times that we try and force things. Let, if you will, nature come to you. Let people come to you. Let them, give them that chance, that opportunity. And when you do this, like Laura, when you were speaking at the beginning, it's like a lot of people try to force, like, okay, I'll do this, but just open up and release and acknowledge yourself, you will let people come to you. Slowly, they'll come to you because they are your signature frequencies. And those who leave, it's okay. They are not your signature frequencies. But sometimes we don't let people approach us because of our energy, because we can get that this forceful, I don't know how you call it, like this thing around us, like a rubber band or a rubber ducky. So, it doesn't, it's like a force. So let people come to us. People will find us because there are millions of people who are looking for Martinas and Lauras and Marys. And
I wish it would be millions. But hey, you never know. Shall we close it on that note? Millions of people coming.
Yeah,
to all of us.
Good one.
Yay!
So all go out and practice your medicine wheels. Go and do them. And come back with some, some feedback on your results. Just work with them anytime. Just ask the spirit animals anytime. Just do it. Send your precogs out doing the medicine wheel on the beach if you can't get there. Just do it and work with it like Dawn does. And look how busy her medicine wheel is.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Good.
That was super.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again.
Lost you, Martina.
Thank you.
Wonderful show today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
all.
Thank
Bye.
Pleasure.
Bye.
See you all next week.
See you all next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.